Hey guys, today is July 16th, 2016, and I am doing a video to show some things that are happening in my collection. So you can say this is just a random update. It's random because initially I wanted to do a monthly update, but there were several months where nothing major happened, so it wasn't worth to do an update every month at that point. But now things are sort of picking up. So I'm sort of getting off of my once a season update, so that's why I'm calling it a random update. But the first thing I want to show is this newly acquired orchid. It's a first for me, first genus. It's Liparis nutans, and let me give you the tag here. Liparis nutans, cultivar Haley Suzanne, crossed with a sibling. I got this at my local Orchid Society meeting, and it was from the presenter that would presented. She was an AOS judge in training, I think, and she was selling a couple of plants. And this one caught my eye because of the let me show you the salmon color pseudobulbs that it has. I thought it was really interesting, and I could spot it, like I was sitting in the back and I could totally see it, so I went ahead and grabbed it, and it's in spike at the moment. The flowers are very, very small. It doesn't have a fragrance, at least one that I can detect, but yeah, it's really interesting colors. The bud that you see here is from my Sailaja Tana, and this is the first bloom for me on this very first spike. I got it last year, not in bloom, and as you can see, it's slowly starting to crack open. It appears on the camera as if it's kind of pressed on the decorative pot there, but the spike didn't grow out that far out, so that's something I had to figure out how to position that so it can spread open a little bit more. Now, I don't think, if I remember correctly, I don't think the blooms open like flat out, but it will need some room to open up a little bit, so yeah, I'm going to figure out how to fix that, but yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. This is a sequential bloomer, so hopefully we'll be seeing the spike blooms a little bit more than this once this bud fades. But yeah, it's really cool. It's supposed to have a white petals and sepals with a very, very dark, rich, almost black brown lip. When the bud first appeared, it looked like it was going to be an orangey color, but since then it has lightened up quite a bit. So yeah, I thought it was really interesting how it developed. So recently I did a little rearrangement of my grow space since I got these two plant stands from CB2, and I'm housing all of my Cattleya types here where it just happened to get direct sunlight for like half an hour or so. So it's very good light here in this particular spot, because right next to it is like almost total darkness. This is why the Phalaenopsis are right here. But yeah, we got the this is like BLC Dan O'Neil, I think. Right here, got the BC Maikai. This is the guttata crossed with bicolor alba that has a sheath on one of its newest growth. And this is the BLC Marcella Koss, Pink Marvel. This is the one that I don't know, I can't read the tag, but it's really big. It's a George King with the Chia New City. Right behind there we have a NOID Cattleya type and another NOID. And this one is the Rhyncolaelia glauca seedling. Yeah, a new growth, I think, somewhere in there, but I'm gonna check it out. So I'm foregoing the white decorative pots because I don't really need it in here, and it sort of takes up some space. It has a drainage hole in the plant stand, so I don't have to worry about it being filled with water when it rains. So that's a good thing. Down here it's my Cymbidium Vanna. It's doing fantastic. Lots of new roots down there. So I'm putting it here now that I'm thinking about it because it probably should get some direct sunlight as well too. This is my very first Vanda. It's a NOID, and recently I have graduated it to a bigger basket size because it was grown in a 4-inch pot, or not pot, basket, and it was tipping over quite a bit. It was growing very unbalanced, so I moved it up to a 8-inch basket. As you can see, I just put it in there, and I didn't really do anything special. But yeah, it's getting really big. No blooms yet. Over here is my second Vanda that I've ever owned. That's the, let me bring it down. That's the coerulea. It's grown very big since I got it last year. See it? It's really good. All kinds of root sets are sort of strapping to the basket there, so it's looking really good. And I forgot to share about these two. This is a Stanhopea I got from my silent auction at my Orchid Society. This is a species, jenishiana. I don't know how to say that right, but yep, I just recently put it into this basket and hung it outside. I also got another one too. It's sold at the same auction, but this one is doing something. It's just the Stanhopea hernandezii, however you say that. It's developing a new growth. That's really good. And it looks like it was, I'm thinking it was sold because it has all these markings on the leaf. It sort of looks like spider mite damage. I'm not an expert on identifying those, but it sort of looks like that to me. So I didn't really notice this when I had bid on it because our Orchid Society meetings are held at a very poorly lit room. This leaf doesn't look as bad, but yeah, that one was really concerning to me when I got it home the next morning. But yeah, it's okay, I guess. It's living outside, so it won't be infecting my other plants, but this new growth is coming along nicely. This is my Dendrobium Lindley, previously known as the Dendrobium aggregatum, and I followed Anna's suggestion from Anna is Growing's channel and mounted it to a Coelogyne. And since then, it has picked up really quickly. I was very surprised about that. I think it put out like 4 new growths right now, and it has developed this new growth fairly quickly. It's the biggest one I've ever had since I bought it, so it's looking really good. So I was, yeah, I really appreciate it for her advice. This is my LLC Sailaja, and the newest growth that it has, it looks like it's developing a sheath. So I'm very excited about that. I love the fragrance of this one, and it's very pretty too. If you look past all the water that's in this developing pseudobulb, you can sort of see the beginning of a new sheath on this growth. This one is the, yeah, that's that. So yay, I'm looking forward to that. This one makes a very big, frilly lip Cattleya bloom. That's, I believe it was orangey, pink, yellow, all those colors blending together. So it's really nice. This is a spike from my Phalaenopsis Taidai C1. I'm still waiting for it to put out some buds. It's growing pretty slowly right now. It's sort of hidden beneath this leaf here. This leaf it's looking it's a little bit smaller than the one that's previous to that, but it's very nice and shiny. It has that buttery green color. Although the green is kind of blotchy, so I don't know what that means. But I don't know if the camera can pick that up. But yeah, the chlorophyll seems to be unevenly distributed. Starting out a new leaf as well. You can see that in there. This is my Phalaenopsis hieroglyphica after the rain. And when I checked a few days ago, I noticed that some of the old spikes has developed some branches, or some branching, right there. I don't know why it's not focusing. There we go. And right there. That's really neat. The Psychopsis mendenhall-hildos that had a broken flower spike with the tip broken off during the storm, looks like it's developing I guess you would call this a tertiary spike because it's coming off of a secondary spike. It's growing very quickly too. So I'm glad that has happened because I was really looking forward to seeing it bloom again. But in other good news, it's also developing a new growth right down there. These are the developing buds on my TTPS purple martin, or this Phalaenopsis purple martin now. And the first bud that you see here, it looks like it's a little jacked up. It's a little janky. But I can start to see some of that purplish pigmentation developing. That's really, really nice. Here's a look of the plants. Very, very small, very compact, which I really, really like. I still need to repot this, but I'm waiting for the bloom to be done before it's safe to do that, because I don't want to risk ruining the very first bloom on my very first TTPS purple martin, which has been on my list for a while. So yeah, really looking forward to that. This is my Chia petalina seedling that I got last year. It's not looking the best. I don't know why. I think I'm giving it everything that it needs, although I haven't really done the research. But I went back to the nursery where I got it, and the ones that they still have left that were unsold, they looked like they were struggling too. So I don't really know if I just happened to buy a bad batch or something, but here we're just cautiously watching this one. So while I was there, I just happened to pick up this one too. This is another species Phalaenopsis. This is I'll give you the tag here. It's the Violacea, another one. This one is a coerulea crossed with a sibling. There. I don't know what the CH number 1 and 2 is, but it's a very, very small, very, very young plant. So be some time. In addition to that Violacea, I happen to also get this Phalaenopsis inscription, I don't know how to say this right, inscription sinensis, crossed with a sibling, because it was the very last one, and it didn't seem like no one's going to be buying it, so I felt bad for it, so I just grabbed it. It's one of those sequential bloomers, I believe. And there's the flower spike on there. So from the pictures, the flowers looks very similar to the hieroglyphica, but we'll see. Maybe it's the pictures are wrong or something, but I don't know. But yeah, so another species Phalaenopsis in my collection. Here is another orchid that I got from my Orchid Society, but this one is actually a project plant that we're all doing. well, not all of us, most of us are. And this one is LLC Tropical Song. I bought two of them, this one that you see here, and then another one that's inside that I'm actually starting to experiment with water culture. So we'll see a direct comparison between water culture and traditional media. Although this is not probably the best comparison in the world, because there's, I believe they're sibling crosses or seed, started from seed, so there's genetic variability there that can affect the results. So, but we sort of can see an empiric, I guess, take on what the difference are, if there's any. And we're inside now in my indoor grow space, and this is some blooms on my newly acquired, I think it's called Taidai Sunshine, which is a cross between Equestris and Tetraspis. It looks like it's a sequential bloomer. I got this from a Facebook group, Orchids and Trade and Sale or something, a Facebook group. But yeah, it's really, really pretty. Now, the Sailaja said it was fragrant, but I couldn't detect anything. Maybe I'm smelling it at the wrong time of the day. It was early morning, so I was expecting to smell something. Alright, so I'm going to finish this off with some footage of some root porn, I guess. But this is coming off from my Cattleya glauca variety coerulea. It's a little seedling, and as you can see, the root girth is about the same size as the growth, which is quite amazing. Yeah, so it's doing spectacularly better now that I switched it to water culture. That one is just growing out, but there's two more that's just going right into the water. You see down here, that one was already there, and there's a section that you can see that developed while it was in once I switched it to water culture. So it's looking good. There's another growth point on the root there that I can't really tell because it's really small. But yeah, good things are happening. But yeah, ignore the algae that's developing, and I really need to change out the water, but I've been so lazy. There are a few other orchids that I transitioned to water culture just for fun, I guess. I don't know. Well, except for that one. That's the Phalaenopsis Mariae. It's doing terrible. I noticed that the two leaves up here were very, very droopy, and so I unpotted and checked out the roots, and there were not a lot. Is when I put it into the media, or repotted it last time. So yeah, this is sort of like a last-ditch effort to get it back into good health again. So water culture it is. But I just don't want to get into too much detail about this because I want to do a separate video for water culture updates. So I'll end up the random update here, and hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching. Bye.